The Photo 24 has started. It is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll try to do a timestamp whenever I update things. I am headed down to the South Bank. It's about a 25-30 minute walk to where I'm going, and I have a street photography tutorial there at 2 o'clock with a group, and we'll be walking around the South Bank taking some pictures. So I'll take some pictures along the way, and then we'll update you again when I get down there. It's a little after 2, so we're about to get started. We're going to walk around the South Bank and capture a few photos, learn a little bit more about how to take street photography and what settings to use and what to look for. You'll have to pardon the audio on this video because I'm not using my microphone with the dead cat cover. I'm just going run and gun, and we'll see what it winds up when we're done. I'm not sure you can hear me with all the noise around me, but it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I've decided to take a short break. So I am here at Borough Market, where I absolutely love to come, and I'll take a little video of that after I finish eating. But right now, I am here to enjoy, I don't know, my 5th or 6th fish and chips plate since I've been there, and rest a little bit, and then we'll start up again here in just a little while. Well, it's almost 5 o'clock. What I thought would be a 30 to 40 minute stop for dinner turned out to be almost an hour because it took the last 20 minutes to get somebody to finally bring me a bill. So anyway, I am back on the road walking a little bit. My next meetup is not until 10 o'clock tonight. So I'm going to kind of wander around a little bit, work my way back to my hotel. I will pick up my tripod, change out my 24 to 240 lens to my 15 to 35 millimeter lens. I have not used the 24 to 240 yet today at all, but that may change. I'm going into Southwark Cathedral, and I may need a little wider lens than my 35. We'll see. It was about 20 after 7. I just stopped back by the hotel room, dropped off my 24 to 240 lens, which I have not used at all today. Picked up my 15 to 35 because I will be using it later tonight. Got my tripod, so at least I didn't have to carry it around for the first 7 hours, but I will need it in a couple of hours. Changed my shirt so that I have something a little warmer on because it's going to start, temperature's already starting to drop. The wind has kicked up, which means that anytime I video like this, I've got to find some place in some type of shelter to get out of the wind. But I've got about 2.5 hours before I'm supposed to meet up with the group to take a walk from the monument up to Leadenhall Market. So I'm just going to wander and we'll see where that takes us. I will say that the next, let's see if I can fix where that's pointed at, the next couple of hours, at least the next hour and a half, is some of the worst time to try to take photography downtown. There is no sunlight left, it's all up behind the clouds. So the light and shadow is gone, everything is just sort of flat. The lights are not quite out yet to make storefronts interesting. So I'm not sure what I'll find here in the next little while, but we'll keep looking. Well, it is about 9 o'clock. And I was heading down to the marina to take some long exposure shots. I took some down of the Shard. You can see it down there behind me. And then it started raining a little bit and just sprinkling, but I decided to get out of the weather for a little while. Walked into a coffee shop at Hotel M. Very nice place. Got an Americano, took it over to a table, started to sit down, bumped the table, spilled the coffee. So anyway, I have wasted enough time that I'm not going to go down to the marina. I need to backtrack over to the Monument of the Great Fire of London. And it's about, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes from here. And I'll hang around there. I'm supposed to meet people at 10 o'clock. I'll hang around there and see what I can come up with in that space. And then we'll start over. Well, it's a little after 9:30. Let me see if I can turn this around where I can actually see my face. There we go. It's a little after 9:30. We are meeting here at the Monument to the Great Fire of London. We will be heading up to Leadenhall Market, to the Gherkin, to Lloyd's of London, back around, finishing up in St. Paul's. So I have put the 15 to 35 on the camera. I have my tripod handy. The rain's gone, so things are looking up. We'll see how things go tonight.
On the spot, you're not going to get that little pivot or that little central piece in the middle. So I tend to put a marker, normally a lens cap, just in the middle. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure that ball passes over that marker every time. And I'm quite lucky because I've actually got a natural ball in here that I can shuffle around.
So we are stopped at Leadenhall Market, which is one of my favorite places to come into, and it is one of the sets that was used in the Harry Potter films. But we have so many people here, we've got a couple of dozen people, that it's difficult to get in a position to take a shot. It's not a complaint. I'm glad they're all here, and I've already taken shots here before, so I'm okay, but I'm just kind of standing around waiting for us to move to the next place. Well, I had finished at St. Paul's. I got some really good, I think, bike trails from the buses. Once I had two buses come through at once, I think I got the shot that I'm not going to get any better. So I'm going back to my hotel room, and I'll get back out again a little bit before dawn. All right, well, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, so I've had about 2.5 hours sleep and a little bit of time to wake up. Got some coffee. I'm heading back down to the river. Hopefully the tide's going to work with me this morning for some sunrise shots, but I'll get some whether the tide is working with me or not. So 8 hours to go. Well, as fate would have it, I should have left the hotel about 30 minutes earlier, because what I wanted to do, see if I can turn this around here. What I wanted to do was get down here to the Tower Bridge, and just as I got about to this spot, all the lights went off because the sun came up. So I have a different plan of attack. I do have some clouds over the opposite direction, but of course I didn't walk that way. I walked this way, so let me show you where I'm at. I took this shot yesterday from a different angle, but this time I am getting these boats down here in the foreground, hopefully without getting too much movement in them. I don't have a neutral density filter with me, so I'm just taking a series of shots that I can pull together in Photoshop. And we will see how that works. It's not ideal, but hey, it's a nice walk. And I have too many layers on, so now I'm hot. But I'm sure I will cool down as I sit here. The problem with this particular image right here, as I said, is there's no cloud in the sky. So it will probably be black and white when I'm done. Or maybe I'll find a sky to put in there afterwards, and we'll just all pretend like it was there. So it's almost 5 in the morning now, 7 more hours to go. Well, I've moved a little bit farther down the river toward the bridge, and I have one small hope that might happen. I can see in the distance beyond the bridge, the sun has started to hit the buildings down there. And if I wait just a little bit, let's see if I can turn this back around again. If I wait just a little bit, I might get some sun here on the bridge. I also may get some sun across the way. And I've got some foreground here that is not moving much. These things over here, they're not moving at all. These, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I may have to take them out of the picture, but I'm just going to sit here and wait a little bit. I'm at 35 millimeter. And I don't think I need to get in any closer than that. I'm just going to wait and see what the sun does. The color out there is very nice, even though there's no cloud. By the time the sun hits the bridge, that color is probably going to be gone. So I may still be looking at a black and white just because there's no sky. Just no sky. Thanks, London. Well, I stopped back by my hotel room, and I have to say that I need to give a huge shout out to the Airbnb owner that canceled my Airbnb registration 2 days before I traveled, because I am in a much better spot, and that Airbnb looked wonderful. I'm sure it would have been very comfortable, but today, last night and today especially, I would have been so far away from my hotel to make it unusable, and I did not want that. So by being centrally located right here at St. Paul's, I am pretty much within a 30-minute walk of anywhere I want to go. And so I've come back by the hotel room. I'm going to drop off the tripod. I'm dropping off the sling bag. I've gotten rid of 2 layers of clothing because it's hot. It's going to be almost 70 degrees today. So I just have my t-shirt. I'm going to carry my camera with just the 24 millimeter lens. I have my charging bank for my phone in my pocket. I have an extra battery for my camera in my pocket. I'm going to swap out the SD card just so that everything I've taken so far is safe. And then I'm going to find some place to go get breakfast because I haven't eaten since that fish and chips yesterday at 4 o'clock. And I'm going to need some food and definitely some coffee. My hotel restaurant, because it's Sunday, does not open until 8 o'clock. Like, when nobody needs to eat early on a Sunday. Anyway. So I'm sure there's some place around here that will be open, even if it's just McDonald's across the street. One of the things about London on a Sunday morning is not much is going on. So I'm back at Covent Garden. I'm just trying to make my way around to Piccadilly and on around maybe to Chinatown, Soho. I did stop and get some breakfast at McDonald's, but I'm hoping in Soho I can get some coffee. But I found this really, really nice composition here, and this is where this idea of fishing rather than hunting comes into play. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I have this really nice composition with these shadows down here in the bottom. Let's see if I can get my finger up here to show you. And then this archway here, and I just need somebody to walk through the scene. I've had a couple of people walk through since I've been standing here, but you know, if I were hunting, I would leave this spot because nothing's happening. But because I'm fishing, I'm going to hang around a little bit and see what else comes along. Well, it's about 10 o'clock. I have spent about a half hour inside the dilly. I went in just to sit down for a few minutes, fell asleep, and then had a really hard time getting up out of the chair. So we're coming in to the close of the 24 hours. I'll be heading back to the dilly just shortly, but I'm going to walk up and down Piccadilly here, see if there are any last minute photos to capture, and then we will say goodbye. Well, that's it. Photo 24 is over. I'm back in my hotel room. It's time to kick off my shoes, climb in this bed, relax. Not sure I'll take a nap yet, but I'm done. The only thing left to do is to show you my before and after picture. So over here, I will put my picture I took, my selfie I took before we started, or just right after we started. And then over here, I will put the picture of when we ended. I'm not sure there's much of a difference because I was pretty happy it was over, but I was sure a lot more tired. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure and subscribe. Be sure and hit the like button. Let's hope that all the audio turned out okay. And we will catch you next week.